Friends, basically, today what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a demo presentation of the 4C's family welfare economic presentation, because this is very, very important. So I have my client and friend Mr. Augustine, with whom I'll be doing this. So what we do is basically there are two parts to this presentation. The first presentation will be the 4C's cards. This presentation is given to people whose income is less than 5 lakh. And since I'm actually anyway giving the higher presentation to Mr. Augustine, but he agreed that we can do this one presentation. So the 4C's cards presentation is only for people whose income is below 5 lakh, and then we'll be doing a flip chart kind of presentation in the second part of the second video, in which I will be giving him the real presentation of the family welfare economic, but it is using the flip chart. So thank you, Augustine, for agreeing for this. So let's immediately start with this presentation. Hello, Mr. Augustine. Good afternoon.
Hello. Good afternoon.
So nice to see you. Augustine, we are going to discuss something called family welfare economics.
Okay.
It's a concept about how the financial planning has to be done in your life, and this is a very simple concept. So I'm just going to ask you some few questions, and then we can take it forward.
Yeah.
So basically, this is called the first C, this is called the second C, this is called the third C, and this is called the fourth C. Okay. So these are the 4 C's, and basically there is contingency. So you have the first contingency, we have the second contingency, we have the third contingency, and we have the fourth contingency. Okay. So this now primarily this is related to our life and our basic whatever we do. So Augustine, tell me, why do you work?
I work because I want an income.
Okay, you want an income,
yes.
Correct? So basically you work to create income, to earn income.
Yeah.
So can we call that creation of income?
Yes.
Yeah. So basically if you see, the first C is creation of income, which means whatever we do for our living, we create certain income. So that is called as creation. Now Augustine, tell me, what do you do with the earned income?
So whatever I earn, first of all, I take care of my needs, day-to-day needs.
Correct.
Then if there are any liabilities that I need to pay.
Correct.
So I do that, and then whatever remains, then I save.
Correct. So primarily we'll just stick to this first part,
Okay.
which is basically what we do is whatever from the earned income, we take a part of that, we spend it. So take care of the liabilities, the EMI, and also the expenses for the family. Can we call this as consumption of income?
Yes, we can.
Correct, it is a consumption of income. So this is basically the second C, which is consumption of income. So the first C is creation of income, second is consumption of income. Now tell me, after spending the money on your maintaining that lifestyle of your family and whatever EMI, so whatever remains, what do you do with that money?
I save it.
Save it. Correct. So what we do is basically after doing this, we save. So this is called as a fourth C.
Okay.
This is called as a fourth C, which is conservation of income, right? So Augustine, have you understood all the 4 C's? The first C is creation of income, second is consumption of income. So creation is whatever we do for a living, consumption of income is whatever we spend so that we can maintain a certain standard of living, and the fourth C is conservation of income, right? So you understood all the 4 C's?
No, there is third C, I don't know.
Third C, correct. So very nice. So I just wanted to check. So third C, we will come to it. Okay, so these are the 3 C. So generally this is what we earn income, we spend it for maintaining standard of living, whatever is left we save it. Saving is basically for the future, so that's why it is called conservation of income. Now tell me, Augustine, what are the things that can happen, or what are the contingencies that can happen in our life? What can go wrong? What are the things which will stop income primarily?
Okay, so first is if job loss happens.
Job loss, correct. Okay, so that's basically the fourth contingency. Either job loss or business loss, your creation of income will stop. Okay. Beside that.
So what if there is death of the
Okay.
earning?
So if something happens, death happens. Okay. So basically we have, that's called the third contingency, which is in case of unfortunate death. What other thing can happen which will stop income?
If the health suffers and the person is not able to work.
Correct. Okay. So that's basically the second contingency. So this is second contingency is related to either medical or accidental disability. Okay. So that's what you're talking about. What else is there where income can stop?
When I become old and I'm not able to.
Correct. So that is basically we call it retirement, right?
No.
So basically these are the four things which can stop the creation of income. Now tell me, among these four contingencies, which are those which cannot be reversed at all, which is permanent, you can't reverse it at all.
You cannot reverse it.
Yeah,
Okay, I think death cannot be reversed.
correct.
And if there is a permanent loss of health,
Correct, then that can't.
It cannot
So what
be
is that
reversed.
which can be reversed, or which we can
job loss can be reversed. I get
correct.
a
So
new
you
job.
can so what I'll do is basically I'll close this. So job loss fourth contingency is something that we can work out.
After retirement also I can choose
You
to
can
do
choose to
something.
work, correct.
And,
So you can work, if you are okay and fine, then you can at least work, right? So that means we are coming now to this very, very clear distinction that the death and the disability, this is something that will permanently, so if these two happens, the creation of income will stop.
Yes.
The first thing that will happen is creation of income will stop. Now what happens if the death and disability happens to the consumption of income? It's a lifestyle.
Consumption will be there.
It will be there, correct, because it will continue. So irrespective of the family is there and they are, they are daily. So consumption. So in case of death and disability happening, creation of income will stop, but consumption of income will continue. Now what happens in case of death and disability happening to the fourth C, which is conservation of income? So whatever money you have saved, what will happen if these two things happen?
This will get used for consumption.
Correct, absolutely. Mr. Augustine, you're on the dot. So basically what will happen is this money will start getting utilized for the consumption of income. And after some time what will happen?
This will get over.
This will get over. Okay, so then again this gets over. So this will be over. So sometime, depending on how much saving you have done, the family will be able to manage for some time. But after that, primarily, it will basically stop. So basically the death and disability will stop the creation of income. Consumption of income will continue, but also what will happen, the conservation of income will also stop. So therefore what we have to do is we have to now look at how are we going to fund this, because this is something that if these two things happen, your consumption of income will require money on a continuous basis. So the family will require money on a continuous basis. Therefore that is where the third C, and you are asking me what is the third. So third C is basically continuation of income. So continuation of income. So planning for continuation of income. If you don't plan for continuation of income, income will this. So what we need to do is we need to plan for continuation of income in such a way that if death and disability happens, your family for a long period of time till they are there, they should they should be taken care of. So we need to have a continuous stream of money, but that can only be planned when continuation of income is planned. Now for this, Augustine, will need to do a little bit of analysis. We'll need to calculate certain figures, because without calculation when you do it becomes a fourth C. But that same C for continuous stream of income we'll have to calculate what's your corpus required, and once that corpus is decided, then we have to plan for it in such a way that we have this in place, so that in case of death and disability happening, the family will be able to maintain their standard of living for a long period of time. So is it okay if I ask you a few questions and collect some data on this?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. So we'll take that forward later on, but I think so what do you feel about this, Augustine, about this whole presentation?
So this was very interesting and very simple and eye-opener. Because I never realized, that the way I understood the concept, that how death and disability can affect.
Correct.
So it was brought out very effectively and very powerfully.
Thank you.
And very interestingly also.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thanks a ton for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.